This is not something you're used to. This is a pretty unusual recording that you're about to watch. I've never even been here before, and you've never experienced it before. So everything you're gonna watch, everything you're gonna feel, everything that I'm gonna show you from within, this is new. This is new to you. And you're gonna need some time to adjust to it, to understand, the connection that we have, the connection you have. And this video is for anybody, whatever your age, whatever your expertise, whatever you do in life. I just need you to know that the information you're about to get is going to change your vision, okay? It's going to change your reality, the way you see things, the way you feel things, the way you look at things. And this is because I am called here to tell you. I'm called here to speak to you. I feel this urge, you feel this urge. This is a spiritual connection. And when it's a spiritual connection, you don't need a physical connection, but this is already pretty physical. I mean, I speak with the spirit, but it is about what your spirit is about to do with the information, because as you learn new information, you move different with what you've learned. I mean, you can figure it out yourself, but how good does it feel to have someone you can trust, someone that you can actually understand, because it understands itself? I understand myself, I understand my life, and there's so much still to understand, okay? But I've understood pretty much of what my soul mission is, what you're about to do with me, if that is the case, So with that being said, I need you to know, if you are curious about who I am, you can only know me if you know what I do. If you know what I do, you can understand where I'm coming from, or at least the reasons of why I do things and why you meet me. And it's not a secret, it's just, it has to be clear on the table for you. So, well, first I want to say I am an alien. I have also alien here. And there's always a spaceship with me that guides me to you or somebody here. There's a spaceship with me right now. And there could be possibly a spaceship with you right now. So you're not alone watching this. I'm not lying. They just fly around, but they have to make themselves invisible or transparent. Because if they don't, NASA kills them. And NASA either takes over the spaceship or they just destroy it. But potentially they just want to use it for themselves and then hide it in the mountains under the water and do their own shady stuff with it. But that's why they have to hide, but they don't want to hide. They really just want to show up here for us and be there for us and work together, because we've been working together for a very long time, okay? It's not new information. There are spaceships around you. What could be new information for you is that they don't want to hide from you. They don't even want you to not know about them. They want you to know about the spaceships. So they want you to have the information that I'm about to tell you if you haven't heard of it yet. Okay, so here's what's up. I speak with aliens. You have beautiful eyes. Thank you so much. They speak for me as I speak it. But hey, I speak with aliens for years, and before this lifetime, I also did. There's something that I know about myself, well, something. There's a bunch I know, but still don't know. It's just like, I just want to say that I know I already have 173 lifetimes. And I explained this in detail in my magazine, Case 777. And because I write this magazine, I know every word is a fact. Otherwise, it would not be in there. If I do lie about something, if I do have false information in there that's not true, for whatever reason, I will remove it. I will delete the information or replace it with something else. But, anything that's been put in there since now is all true. It's all the truth. Okay? There's no lie in there. God would have told me. Someone in the universe would have showed me that I'm a liar. But every word that I pour in this magazine, and for you that doesn't know about it, this is a magazine that I write as I have my own galactic activations for the whole galactic. So this is for everyone involved. And as I write it, I upload the new version. So now it has 219 pages that you can download for free on my website. And this is a case. It's called Case 777. And everything in there is the truth, okay? It is based on my truth and, well, a lot of others. And because they don't match that reality, I make it match. Because they don't know about the reality, I show it to them. And because I want to show them, I send it. I send it for free. Everyone can get it for free. It's just that I can feel who needs it because I'm like the deliverer. I'm like the mailman. I'm like, I feel who needs it, I give it. But it's the same thing with the 7D Reflection Guide, which is a book that I wrote. It is 13 pages, and I deliver it to all schools, also for free, like a donation. But every person who gets it, even though you don't go to a school, has access to receive a free introduction of me personally about the 7D Reflection Guide. And you can also download this for free on my website. So that's where you can look it up. The website is in my YouTube channel link and my Instagram link. There's always a website there, okay, in the link that you can find it and find the latest versions. But there's a lot on there. And because we know there's not always going to be answers from the people we need, we have to feel answers sometimes because that's something that makes more sense than talking to them. And so I'm going to answer some questions about this that I feel intuitively people want to know. Okay, so why do I not ask permission to do any of this? I don't need permission. I don't need permission from nobody to do what the fuck I want to do. Okay, you hear me? I have everything I want to do for myself, that I want to do for myself, that I know within myself. I don't need to ask the president if I can write a book. Okay, I'm not gonna ask a police officer if I can expose a criminal and their name because they're after me. Why would I ask anyone for permission to expose a name? I mean, if you act crazy, you cannot ask me to not tell people that you act crazy to me. So people want me to shut up when you came into my life to show yourself. I'm never asking you to shut up, but you never shut up. So nobody should shut up. We all have a voice. But if you spread lies and you don't speak the truth, I do believe you should shut up, for sure. Because why talk shit when you are the shit? Anyways, Why I don't ask permission is because I stand in my own ground. Like, I put my feet in my business. You don't put your hands in there if it's not your business. Why I don't need permission is because I really don't. I don't need permission. God is my permission. God is my movement. And if you don't want to set me on fire, the sun does. Who sets the sun on fire? We all do. So if you want to intertwine yourself into the sunlight, just remember this. You've always been intertwined with it. You've always been infused with sunlight. That's what you breathe as a spirit. And so because you don't need permission to breathe, something, some light, some creator, some God gave you permission to breathe. It made you breathe. So if you don't want to have the breath that God gave you, why breathe it? Why say thank you for the air when you don't even want the air, right? So be respectful, be careful. And you don't need permission. You just need to be respectful and act right. And if you don't act right, yeah, you might be written about. In my case, I mean, if you show up in my life and you want to show your face, you can put on a mask. But if you're going to take off your masks and you expect me to be all out here with you and not see your face or your mask, I see you. I see you as you are. Even as something you're not, because I can see it when you show yourself. It's not really you. It's like having 3 jobs, but you just need 2, and then I see you having the 3rd, and then it's like I feel that's off. I can feel that you live a life that is really unnecessary or inappropriate or just not destined, permissioned by God, because it's not your destiny, it's not your life path. And I can feel this about you. So if you act a type of way and you really want people to see that or not see that, that's also possible, then they will find something. Who is they? The aliens, God, angels, your ancestors, spirits, whoever's watching you, somebody they is going to find a way to expose you. Expose your magic. Expose your energy. Expose your light. Because why? Because you are it. You shine it. You shine the light. So you want to be seen as you are. So you show what you are. You do exactly what you want. Who doesn't do what they want? Yeah, well, a lot of people, but we still do what we want if we do it. And if it's not what we want, but we still do it, somebody more powerful, something more powerful, some light that is more powerful than you is moving you, controlling you, and assisting you. Because it supports you, what you do. Yeah, you're moved. You're moved by others. You're moved by yourself. You're moved by your soul. You are moved by your spirit. But you also move others. You also are kind of a dictator over everyone you speak of. Because you dictate over their life. You speak life over their life. If you don't, you speak death over their life. You speak evil and negativity over their life. Maybe it's just coming from fear, but maybe you are just pure evil. And I don't really care what you are. I care what I am. And if you act in a type of way that's unpleasant for me, because you don't know how to behave yourself, because you don't know how to touch human souls, then our spiritual connection is going to be very chaotic. Because we can have a spiritual connection based on enlightenment, empowerment, and confidence. Just power, pure power, which is good, coming from love. But our spiritual connection can also be bumpy, chaotic, because you won't listen to the spirit that guides you. You choose things that God forbids, which is why the spiritual connection you have with me isn't going to be a little cuckoo, a little crazy, crazier than you've ever known. Because you thought you lived crazy. You thought you are crazy. Well, we can act crazier. We can act always crazier. And we don't even know what we ourselves are capable of until we do it. And because you choose what is good for you, you want to know who else is good for you. Because if you don't choose what is good for you, it's going to be dark. It's going to be darker than you want to have it to be. Because you choose what God forbids. You pick what God don't like. And God don't like ugly. God don't like ugly, which is meant to be beautiful. And when it's meant to be beautiful and it's ugly, God does so much work. God does so much work. Okay, on this energy, on this light over your life. And you might understand, you might not understand how much light is involved. All the spirits and the ancestors involved in a conflict that God forbids. You don't understand. You don't understand the spiritual war. You don't understand the spiritual connections if you don't understand the energy within yourself. If you don't see the energy within yourself, you will see yourself in others, but the duality of it. So if you can see anything, then your eyes are great. You have a third eye activation, okay? But if you don't, you see the surface. You see your light in others. And that's not always going to be good if you're not even healing, if you're not even activating properly, if you're not even mirroring and facing yourself. Because why? You're lazy? Because why? You're unaware? Because why? You misinformation? Because why? You lack something, which is fine. But be aware of that. So you can study, educate yourself. Okay? Be some kind of mirror to yourself. Maybe you just need to play with cards to see yourself. Maybe you just need to look 5 minutes, 10 minutes in the mirror to face your truth. Okay, give it time. But if you're never going to give it time, who's going to give you time? You still need your time to face yourself. And especially if you're always around other people, if you're always meeting others and calling with people, you know, there's nothing wrong about being social. It's good to be social. You need connections and natural, good expressions that are healthy for you. But if you're always going to call around people, if you're always needing to have someone around you to feel safe or to release them, you know, to have them release your fear that you are expressing or whatever, people are a black hole to each other, like a portal for releasing energy, okay? That's why we connect on a very stable foundation. But I wanted to say that you can always misstep. You can always misstep in your expression, okay? And I'm really saying this because I've missed out a lot in my life and my expressions. I know when I say too much, when I said too much, or when I shouldn't have said, but it's always a learning experience for me, which really benefited me in my journey. So saying too much was not wrong. It was just that I was learning in the expressions, what the expressions mean if I say a lot, because that's my expression, it's my energy. Okay, so when you need people around you, because you feel like you need them, but you probably really don't, because you need to be strong on your own and think on your own and feel with yourself and not just with anybody because they don't deserve it. Yes, I've learned this because I had to really discover my own truth. And if people know a story about me that was never meant to be shared, or I did still share it, it's because I needed their expression. I need to express myself. I need it in the mirror or someone else. I don't care. Even if it's just in silence. In a black room, we need the silence, okay? We need the expression, I mean. But definitely the silence, because that's where I was going to. Because if you're always expressing to others, where do you keep your sacred space? Because it's not with everybody. Not everyone is your sacred space. They don't deserve your inner world. They don't deserve the feelings you're carrying in your heart. They don't carry it with you. And if they do, they should respect the information and not just talk about it with just anybody or specific people that are not meant to hear the information. Because you are literally in a sacred space together. You share your energy. That means God connected you to protect the energy, to bring it somewhere, to enlighten it, to empower it, to make it exist, to let it becoming alive, okay? That's what God does. That's a spiritual connection. And if you fuck up that energy, which was a gift and a blessing in first sense, somebody gonna talk, somebody gonna say too much, somebody gonna expose themselves, because they cannot keep their mouth shut. They just talk for attention. For what? What attention do you want? You want to heal yourself? You want to put yourself on a pedestal to make you seem like a crazy cuckoo person? Because if you have a spiritual connection with somebody, it's sacred. It's between you and other people. And if the information is personal, it means something to God, okay? If you speak about it with respect, it is honored. It's always going to be honored because it's about how you share information that you know about someone else. You actually had nothing to do with it, maybe you had a lot to do with it. Then you treat it with respect. You don't just spend a year with somebody you really enjoyed and loved and then talk shit. Especially if that person did nothing wrong to you. Like, it did you dirty. And then you're still talking dirty. Because you're dirty. Because you have to clean up your dirt. Because you're cleaning up your dirt. Other people who are involved, okay? They need the blessing, not your curse. If they need your information, especially about the person you're talking shit about, they need the information. They have nothing with a lie. They need the truth. They need the purest truth that there is. They cannot just hear your lies with the things you're hiding about yourself because you think, oh, maybe you hit somebody and that's why you got kicked out the house. And then you tell your sister, sister, I need help. Pick me up. And then the sister calls the girl and then the girl says, he hit me. Did you know? No, I didn't know. He said you're crazy. When you talk shit about somebody, tell the fucking truth. Okay? Because your spirit is gonna catch up to you with all the truth that you made exist. Because you create your life, right? You step in your shoes, right? Okay, well, how are you gonna lie to your sister? How are you gonna lie? Tell the truth. You get so much more done with the truth. So you say, the people that you love and cared about because they cared for you, you acted dirty. And you had to clean it up. Right? If you clean it up, keep it clean. Why make it more a mess? Why get it more dirty when you can actually get cleaned with speaking truth, with being honest? That's all God wants for you to live in your truth. And you cannot live in your truth if you lie about the truth, especially to the people, okay, that need your truth because they face you. And also, they face the people you talk shit about. Because you bring that face to their face. You bring that name with their name. You bring the energy in the room. Because you carry that shit. You want to hide? Do not hide. You want to show your truth? Then show it. Show your truth. If it's better to keep it silent, you should keep it silent because you then are asked to protect it, to protect the energy. You protect the energy. If you don't protect the energy, you should not even be there. You understand? You shouldn't be in the energy if you cannot even protect it. That means you're invading. That means you are invading in the space. Because you cannot be there. You don't have permission. You're not allowed, but still you're in there. Still you're in that place. Because you force yourself in there. If you force yourself in somewhere, it has to feel some godly in there. It has to be some God in there. Because if you force yourself in there, let me tell you, if you force yourself in there, God still put you there. Even though you don't think so. If this is interesting to you, like this video, share it with somebody. They might need it too, okay? And maybe in the future, I will post this on my YouTube channel, Galactic Activator. And also probably on my Instagram and TikTok. So, where was I? What did I say last? I forgot. Water is pretty distracting. Like blood. Anyways, faces too and names too is all distracting. If you're following up on this message, I'm sharing this message because we all need boundaries. We all need energetic boundaries for our spiritual hygiene. You cannot just share anything, your light, with everyone or anyone. I mean, like, some light is really sacred. And you cannot just switch up, like twist the words or twist the energy that doesn't exist. You have to be truthful. You have to share the truth. And if you think you don't, you are a liar, and that's something God forbids. So why are you living in your truth when there's no truth? You want to live in your truth. right? You want to connect with yourself. You want to be your soul. You are a soul. You want to be intertwined with your spirit that moves you, right? Stop moving false light. Stop moving false information. Stop expressing nonsense. Stop showing what is not even there. Because the people need truth way more. Because it heals. Because it helps us grow. Because it makes us distant. It makes us distance ourselves from what is not right, which is false, which is a lie, We don't want to carry that. No one wants to carry a lie. Like, I'm a lesbian. I am super, super gay, okay? If you tell me I'm not, you're a liar. You are a liar for not believing that I am a lesbian. Then you are a liar. Because you don't believe in the wish I have. You don't believe in my desire for myself. You don't believe in the boundaries I created for myself. You don't believe in my word because you don't know me. You don't believe what I say because you don't know what I know. And you make me look bad when you're the one who doesn't know what good is. Or you don't know what good looks like, sound like, feels like. Because you judge what is good. Because you don't know what it's like. Because you've never tasted what I taste. Because you lie to yourself. Okay? You don't believe in love, the love of God, if that is the case. If that is the case, get off my page. Because you don't deserve to watch the love of God that I do believe in. It's like me showing you there's a spaceship here next to my window, and then I'm showing you, and then you're like, that's not a spaceship. But I just showed you. I literally just showed you. I just explained. I literally proved the spaceship. And then they're like, but it's not true. You're a liar. I don't see it. I don't know it. I don't feel it. I've never sensed it. Well, that's your sense. My sense is different. I do know there's a spaceship. I do see it. I do feel it. And I do talk to it. And it does visit me. So why call me a liar when I know more than you? These words are for so many people. And I can see your faces in my third eye. I know when somebody hears this information, you're going to see yourself different. Because the way you saw yourself was based on toxicity. It was formed from something I don't know. I mean, I can know, but it's like I don't even want to know everything. Sometimes when you see the truth, you cannot hide it anymore from yourself. Because then from that moment, your higher self, your spirit, wants you to just always remember it. And if you forget, you're going to keep remembering it. You're going to forget about God, God's going to show itself. You're going to forget about Jesus, Jesus is going to show itself. You're going to forget about your angels are going to show itself. You're going to forget about aliens, some kind of alien is going to show themselves. Okay? And because You don't know. You don't know. But you can figure it out whenever you're ready. It's just you're not going to find something when you're not ready because you ain't prepared. You ain't. That's why you need people like me, okay? You need people that prepare you for when it comes. Because I have been walking there. And you might never want to walk there. That's fine. It's still going to be walked all over. So you can act like nothing exists that I say. You can act like I am lying, but you're the liar and you don't exist. You can exist and be truthful in the reality we live in. You and I live in the same world. And you want to look at me like I'm lying. Look again. Read my books. Google. Ask ChatGPT. I do not give a shit what you do to rediscover yourself. Just do your research and stop telling me or stop telling other people that I'm lying. Do you want to be a liar to yourself? I believe you don't. I believe you don't want to be a liar. I believe you want to feel the truth. I believe you want to be honest with God. Because God's always honest with you. And you know, Holy Spirit has some type of thing that when we need to learn something, it's going to show us something that's not true, to guide us there, to keep it a little mysterious, yes, but it's for the thing that you will arrive. God misleads you in some type of way to attract you somewhere, to make you believe something, just so you would go there and arrive. Okay, but what happens after that, you're going to see the real truth and you're going to be like, this is why I had to go there. Then you know why. Are you always going to make out? No, sometimes you're going to make it in. Are you always going to stay inside? No, sometimes you're going to go out. You see where I'm going with this? It's this way, but you're going to go that way, but you have to go this way first. It matters the route you take, because it does take you to your destination. And if you don't want to be there, it's going to take a little while. It's going to take a longer time for you to arrive because you don't work with God. You want to work with God. It's going to be way more pleasant for you if you accept the love of God over your life. If you don't accept the love of God over your life, you're going to be an ungrateful bitch forever. Do you want to be that? Do you want to be an ungrateful bitch that does not appreciate your breath, your water, your fire, your earth, your air, your spirit? What is it that you love? Because you got it for free and you're still acting like an ungrateful bitch. You got to be enjoying yourself. I say this because I mean it. You need to be aware of your body. If you're not aware of your body, you're letting other people's bodies just give you the space that you don't want. Because you don't want to be in that space. You don't belong in that space. You want to be in that space and you will be guided there. God will deliver you, quite literally, in that space. Like the same way you find this video. You can find the video somewhere else, but still, you're going to find it. You're going to find the message. You're going to find God there. Even though you think God's not with you, God does see what you do. God does know you, okay? God is aware of you. God is maybe not always favoring you, but it is sure that you can have the option to be favored because you act like it, because you want to be good, because you want to feel like I deserve God, I deserve the blessings God gives for me, because you receive God, because you surrender to God. And if that is difficult, you gotta learn someday. You gotta learn someday what it is like to be telepathically loved. Telepathically loved. In your brain, from spirit, your creator, your light. And because you want to love yourself, you love others the same way. And because you know your truth, you share it. Because you embody this. And it might be copied, but if it's good, why not? Your love cannot be stolen, it can be copied. Like destiny swapping or just really inspiration. You can copy and steal, or you can just be inspired and do your own thing with it. Because why lie again? Do what you want to do. And if it doesn't feel right, you should feel that it's wrong. And if you feel that it's wrong, stop trying to participate in that. Because your spirit will say thank you for listening. Because you probably didn't listen before. That's why it was a whole big thing, and a lesson, and a teaching, and like an whole experience. Because no, I don't want a live call with somebody else when I'm literally talking to you. Listen, okay? Somebody was calling me. When you are literally choosing you choose respect for yourself. And you don't let anyone interfere in a space that they're not meant to be in because they try to go in there. You can also just not try. If you not try, you don't have a problem because you didn't try. If you can feel it's already a problem, you should not try. Maybe you don't see the problem yet because you don't see the damage it does. Maybe you don't see the damage it does because you don't know it was a problem. Well, we find problems. We find issues to work with, to face it, to do something with it, to express a boundary. We know there are boundaries, but you have to discover them. So first you're going to overpower yourself. So you're going to overlap yourself. You're going to see that you make a problem because you're crossing a boundary that you didn't even know you had or that existed, and then you do it. You keep doing it because you're so used to it. You're so used to it now at this point that you need a bad experience to learn from it. And if that's the case, you definitely need the experience. You need the experience, okay? To discover what's good and what's wrong for your soul. Because you can live like whatever you want. And you're going to enjoy it however. And if not, I'm sorry that you didn't enjoy it. But if you did, you're going to find that you either deserve better or that you want something different. Because you want the best for you. And if you choose something that is a little bit negative in comparison to what you think you can have because you deserve something that you want, right? No, wait, I say it wrong. You want something that you deserve. Yeah, it sounded crazy in my head. You choose that what you deserve, and because you want to have always the best for yourself, you don't want to choose what brings you down. You don't want to pick what disturbs you. You want to choose peace. You want to choose honor or self-honor, honor to yourself. And then you want to motivate yourself. And so if the person with you doesn't motivate you, it's demotivating you. It's demotivating you to choose the best. Because then you think, oh, but I only have this. So I need this. I choose this. You choose. You choose it. But you can choose different. You can also choose without it. Because then you might have way more and better. Because then the energy you give to yourself, you don't have to give to the person, the other people anymore. Because you stand up for you. Not for them. Not anymore. Because if you stand up for them, do they stand up for you too? Do they stand up for you? And how do they stand up? Do you like how they stand up? Because if you don't like how they stand up, you can stand better without them. Because if you don't like how they stand up, they're not supporting you. They're not supporting your energy, your light, your mind, your mood, your expressions, and your passion. Because your passion is in your fire. And if they are jumping in your fire, what does that do with your passion? Because you give that to them. Because they take over your fire. And you don't want it to be taken over. You want it to be protected, safe, and secure. I have cards in front of me, but I just wanted to really talk. Is anyone interested in some cards? Because if you do, you can go to my website and go to the menu. And if you press on the menu, you can find a PayPal link. And then you can get a card here with me. But it's a minimum price of €7. If you want to have anything else on the website, that's for another time. So I'm not going to use the cards if nobody's interested. I'm just talking. I've been talking for like half an hour. But I feel like the channel has said what it needed to say. I feel like we know exactly what's up. But is anyone in here interested? Because then you gotta comment. I cannot see you if you hide. And you don't need to hide. I mean, for who do you want to hide? We just spoke about honesty and openness and not lying, right? Does anyone want a card reading? Okay, well, if no one's interested, I'm gonna get off this live because I'm not just gonna sit here and wait, okay? I'm not gonna pull the cards. I'm only going to pull the cards if someone wants a reading, then you have to pay minimum €7 for it. Okay, I'm gonna get off this live because that means I don't have anything to say to you. I have nothing to say to you. Okay, you have 20 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4. You literally can ask anything about a spiritual connection you have. If not, not. 6, 7, 8, 9. Wait. Yes, 10, 11. You still have 10 seconds to get a reading. If you don't want a reading, I'm going to get out this live. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, cool. Nobody wants a reading on my live. Now I'm gonna record a private video for a reading that I'm gonna post on my YouTube channel. So if you want to see that, visit my YouTube channel, Galactic Activator. See, everything's how it's supposed to be. If you don't want a reading, I'm not gonna give it. I only give the cards when it's needed. I'm not just gonna do it. You know what I mean? Every time it pops out for a reason. And if you don't want it, you will get it. You will for sure get it. Because everyone who follows me, I take your energy in my readings. So you cannot hide, my love. Now, I'm out. Red is out. Because you've seen enough, right? You've seen enough. I know you've seen enough. You could not even handle more. Probably, if you could handle more, you would stick around for more.